Okay. Hi guys. Good evening, everyone. So I this is the first video I'm gonna upload. I think I did a video before, but it was crap. So I'm gonna do another one. I'm gonna change everything about it. The other one was a teaching game. This is gonna be an introduction about the basics of Go. So I'll keep it simple. In Go, players black and white alternate between placing stones into the intersection of the board. You see, this is a 19 by 19 board, and this is the game, the board where usually players play, but new players tend to play onto a smaller board because it allows them to play faster games where there's less stuff involved, less strategy, more the basics like capturing stones and that sort of thing. So let's get to the rules. I'm going to close this board and open a smaller board. Okay, so you place stones into the intersection of the board. And stones that are placed on the board have what we call liberties. Now, if you look at a board, you can see that this stone has four intersections that are adjacent to it. So this would be 1, 2, 3, and 4. So yeah, this stone has 4 liberty. Now, if a white stone gets placed in one of those liberties, then that white stone occupies one of the black stone's liberty that now become 3. If instead it is a black stone in one of those places, then the two black stones form a group, and a group shares its liberties. So now the two stones will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 liberties. Okay? So how do you capture stones in Go? You basically have to fill up all the liberties. If white gets a couple of moves in, and black gets surrounded somewhere later on the line, why we say that when black or white, when a group of stones has just one liberty, it is in Atari. So now black is in Atari, and if he doesn't try and get more liberties, white can capture with the next move. So let's see. A white capture, white simply plays there. You remove the stones and those become captures. The capturing rule is basically all there is to this game. The only rule is this. Then there are some extra rules. There are, for instance, the core rule. Okay, like what is a core? Basically, if you get into a position where both players could keep repeating the same move, could keep capturing, the game would just get stuck there. There wouldn't be anything anymore. Maybe black would say, I recapture you, and white would say, I recapture you. And it would go on like that forever. So they made up a rule that's called the core rule, because this is called a co. And the core rule says that if there is a co, if there is a situation where the board gets repeated, meaning when there is a stone that gets captured and recaptured, very simply, you cannot recapture it straight away. So you have to play elsewhere, and if white answer whatever move you play there, then you get the capture again. And then white the same thing. Okay, and you recapture. So yeah, this is what we call a co. And if you have the core rule and the capturing rule, you got all the rules of the game. You know how to play. You know, everything else is just things we found out about this game. But that's all the rules there are to it. The core rule and the capturing rule. You have liberties, you fill them up, you're dead. You try to recapture a single stone, you can do it straight away. And that's it. That's really about it. So let's get a little bit more in depth in the game. So starting from this position, which is an open board, can be a bit distracting for new players. It can be hard to know where to play, because like, what am I gonna do? The board is open. I'm gonna play in the middle. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna play K middle. The middle point is called Tengen, by the way. I'm gonna play in the middle. No, you aren't, because how do you count points in Go? Like I told you the rules, but I didn't told you how to win. You know, what's that? You keep playing until everybody's dead. That's not how the game works. So the game works like this. You get points for the stones you have captured and the intersections you have surrounded for yourself. That's called your territory. So you sum up territories and captures and you get the score. Whoever has the highest score wins the game. In modern Go, there is what we call komi. Komi is just some extra points that whites get because white plays second. So it's like they saw that white used to lose by 6 points and something. So they said, well, if you want to make it an even game, we could just give white 6.5 points, and that's komi. So territories, captures, and komi, if there is such a thing in your game. And that is how you count points. So let's see how a game will develop. It will develop usually starting from corner. First you take all the corners, then you go to the side. Why that? Why would you start from a corner and then go to the sides? Because it's simply easier to surround points in the corners than it is everywhere else on the board. Let's see why. If I have, like, say 8 stones for black, let's just put 8 black stones down, like this. 8 stones. These are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 8 stones. 8 stones in the corner will give you this amount of points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's the territory you can surround with 8 stones played in the corner. If instead black tried to play the same 8 stones but on the side, let's see how much would black surround. Black would surround an area. Oops, not move 2. I gotta hit 2. Black would surround a smaller area. As we see, we got 3 trees. This is 8 stones. This is still 8 stones. But black just gets these 4 points. These 4 measly points is all that white black's getting. He's surrounded for points because he played on the side. So the side is usually smaller than the corners, because it's easier to surround something if you have two of the sides that are already considered surrounded, because that's the limit of the board. So corners are bigger than sides. But what about the center? What if I play 8 stones in the center? Well, let's see. What if you do that? If you play 8 stones in the center, trying to surround in the same very simple way we showed before, you get the grand total of 1 point. 1 point. And if you add that the last, let's call it rule, although it's not a rule, it's just an implication of the rules I showed you of the capturing rule. This is not even 2 eyes, that's just 1 on the side too, which is 1. But it's easier to make eyes in the corner. Now, what are eyes? What are eyes? I just gave you the basics. I never talked about eyes. So what are eyes? Basically, See, from what I told you, a group can be captured as long as you fill up all the liberties. So, how can a group become immortal? How can a group live? Meaning that no matter what you do, that group, you're never gonna kill it. So, how are you gonna do that? It's very simple. You gotta make two places where black can play. If you have just one place, that's just one liberty. So that last move, black is gonna be able to capture you. Let's say, I'm saying black, but that goes for white too, okay? Okay, like this. So, black has just one liberty, black will get captured, and let's make it, but that's white played inside, so let's make it black's move. So, black is surrounded. Black, how many liberties does black have? Black has just one liberty. Okay, so white will be able to play there and capture the whole thing, like so. How would black have gone about making himself immortal? If he wanted to live, meaning make himself immortal, he had to have two places where white could never play. How would he go about doing that? It's very simple, actually. If I can get this removed. It's very simple. He did it once. Like you can't play, white cannot play here because the stone will be dead. There would be no liberties at h8 for white stone. So white cannot play there. Same goes for j9. But white needs to play in both places if he ever wants to capture black. But since black has made it so that white will never be able to play there, then black is alive. Because white needs both places and he can't get them. He can't get them. So if you are black in this position, whatever you do not fill one of those places. You are just, it's like you're poking your eyes out. You're committing suicide. It's not smart. Not smart at all. So this is a living shape for black in the corner. While if you didn't have that second die, you would be dead. We can take it away any number of ways. Like this is that. This is that. So you wanna have two eyes. One, it's not enough. This is what you wanna go for. So those are all the rules and all the implications there are to it. Meaning, in the beginning of the game, you want to play corner, sides, and then center because it's easier to make points in the corners than on the side and just at the end in the center. It's also easier to make life in the corners than it is on the sides or the center. The center is the hardest to leave because you have to surround two places where you can't get killed. And it's easier if two other sides or one is already there to help you make that little enclosure of places. So we can watch what are full size and other stuff like that, things that look like an eye but aren't an eye. But I think that for the first video you already have all you need to do to play this game. So captures are related to liberties. Liberties are the intersections that are adjacent. How do you say that word? Adjacent. That are beside the black stone. All the intersections that are connected to the black stones, which are this 1, 2, 3, and 4, are liberties. If there is a stone of a different color in one of those places, then that stone takes up a liberty. If the stone is of the same color, then the two stones, or more if there are more, will share their liberties. If they share their liberties, they usually get more, and they usually get harder to surround. So, if you want to capture something, you need to fill up all the liberties. If you cannot fill up all the liberties, it will mean that you have that group has two eyes, because there are two places where you can't go, because a stone can't be put into a place where it doesn't have any liberties unless it captures something by doing so. So those are all the rules: corner, side, center, basic fuseki theory. Fuseki is the beginning of the game in Japanese. Liberties, basic rules, core rule: you cannot recapture straight away a single stone. And that's it. That's really about it. All the rest is just stuff you learn. Like, what's a good shape? What's a bad shape? Where should I play? Where shouldn't I play? What is center? What isn't center? This and all the rest I'll do in another video. So I hope this was interesting, this was helpful, and this taught you the basics of this game. See you around till next time. Hope you stay well. Bye. And work out this part.